Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Make Your Mind. This is the latest of my preview videos for my upcoming Saturday sculpture premiere. And let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So, start off with a little bit of gray. I have not actually started making any of this yet, but I have a feeling that we'll get a decent chunk of it done as we go along. Got a few little things sort of started-ish, but, here, I'll bring that in there too. So, let's get started, shall we? I'm going to start off here with the main body. Now, for those of you who didn't watch my last Saturday premiere, if you saw the title of the video above, obviously if you're a fan of the Fallout franchise, you know what this is. But if you don't know what this is, I'll just give you just a tiny bit of context. But if you want the full backstory of what this creature is, tune into my premiere this coming Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's in the United States, Eastern Standard Time. And you will get the full context as to what this creature is, and you will get to see the final sculpture. So, with that, let me continue. Sorry about that, sometimes every once in a while I'm in here making things and doing stuff for other videos, and sometimes I have a little dog. I have an old Jack Russell Terrier that he comes in here, and God bless him, I love him, but sometimes he gets his fur all over the place. He can't help it though, little old man. He's a good boy. That's actually a video that will be coming up soon. I'm going to be doing a tribute video to my puppy Diesel. I mean, I call him my puppy, but the old boy, he's 16 years old. He'll be going on 17 towards the end of this year. So yeah, he's my little old man. And nah, he's my good boy. We had to put down his half-brother that we had. We put him down last year, which was one of the harder things I've ever done. And but it was worth it. Or I mean, well, no, it's not worth it. It sucks. But at the time, he was already past 17 years old, and he was losing the ability to walk, and he was just. I'm sorry, it had to be done. I'm sorry that this video got real morbid, but I will say no more. The point is that I'll be doing a tribute sculpture in a video to the both. I'll do it for the both of them. My two Jack Russell boys, Tugger and Diesel. They're such good dogs. But I do maintain, if you're gonna have a dog, especially like a Jack Russell Terrier, you had better not live in a city. You had better not live in an apartment. You better make sure you have a house with a yard. Otherwise, those dogs will drive you absolutely crazy. At least, hopefully, you have an area that is safe where you can actually walk them and get their exercise out. Otherwise, a Jack Russell will drive you crazy because they are some of the most they're very loyal, but they're also very energetic. So you just have to bear with them a little bit. But as you can see, I'm back to the sculpture here. Sorry, I got on a little dog tangent there, but it's all good. As you can see, I'm starting on the sort of main body. The idea that I'm going to be going for is I'm going to be doing a sort of a Deathclaw design that you do see in games like Fallout 4, and I believe you also see them in Fallout 76. But I'll be honest, I've put over 800 hours into Fallout 4, and I put over 1,000 hours into Fallout New Vegas. New Vegas is an absolutely amazing game, and it even holds up to this day. Yes, the graphics are not the best, and yes, the gameplay can get a little buggy because, of course, it's old Bethesda. New Bethesda is not bad. I mean, it does have its bugs, but it's a little bit better. But the main thing is that Bethesda is improving. And now that Bethesda's been purchased by Microsoft, well, I mean, I say that they're improving. I guess 76 could be a counter argument to that, because 76 is yikes. That's one of the reasons I'm a huge Fallout fan, but when 76 came out, it just had so many problems, and it still has too many problems in my opinion. I just don't understand why they wouldn't try to create a brand new game with the whole new style that they were going for. But you know, that's sort of my opinion. But the main thing is that the creatures of Fallout, especially with 76, with them coming up with the cryptids, which, speaking of cryptids, I'm seriously considering making those into sculptures for videos. I really would like to make a creature like the Scorch Beast or the Mothman, or even the one that I really like, which is a newer one, the Wendigo Colossus. That thing is so creepy and it's so cool. And the backstory of the Wendigo is just, oh man, it's so morbid. But it's such a cool, I just love the idea of a sort of a human being that is, instead of corrupted by radiation, but corrupted by basically just nonstop hunger because of cannibalism. I just find that's very disturbing, but also a really fascinating story. Well, let's see here. So there's kind of the start of the main body. Now the Deathclaw sort of has a sort of hump on its back that kind of comes down like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fingers and kind of pull the clay. You see how I'm pulling it with my two fingers like this to try to pull that back? And then I'm going to use my thumb here as a guide to sort of pull the head back down, and then roll a little bit in here to sort of separate the head from the back. Then use my thumb here, push that in to kind of make the head. So there's like the sort of start of it. And the Deathclaw design that I'm going to be going for is more the sort of the newer style, the Fallout 4, Fallout 76 style Deathclaw. The Fallout 3 one is a little bit different. It has longer claws and it's a little bit skinnier. And there's also not as many versions as it would be in Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. But the 4 version I like because it seems so much more formidable. And this hopefully won't be if you guys are enjoying these Fallout videos, please leave a comment and let me know if you guys want to see more of these Fallout sculptures. I'm sort of mixing into the bunch here. I'm still doing a little bit of Subnautica. I'm also doing kaiju sculptures, which I have more of those coming in the next couple of days, and actually within the next couple of weeks. So just stay tuned for those. And yeah, I'll be working on. I'm also going to be doing some viewer requests. I can't get to everyone because some requests are kind of out of the ordinary and sort of off from what my initial themes are going to be. And once again, I've been getting a lot of requests from people, and people are just not being specific enough. You know, they want to see something from a certain franchise, or they want to see something from a certain, whether it be a video game or something, but they're not being specific enough. So that's the one thing I have to emphasize. Be specific, and also just give me time. It may take me a month to get to your request, but that's only because I have your request to do, and then I also have the videos that I wish to make for the themes of my channel that I'm doing at the time. So just bear with me. But you guys seem to understand for the most part that it takes time. I mean, you can clearly see I've been doing this now for about 10 minutes, and it does take time, but I'm sort of talking and also sort of doing this at the same time. But it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good, people. Like I said, no bad vibes here, man. I love you guys. I love your engagement. I love your passion. You guys help to drive me forward when it comes to making these sculptures better, making them more detailed, and just doing a better job. So let's see here. That's pretty good. So the Deathclaw sort of has the hump on its back, and then it also, the neck doesn't necessarily sweep up and back. So what I need to do is I need to put a little bit more clay in there and sort of blend it in like so. And then bend the head a little bit further down. There we go. That's more like it. So what I'm doing is I'm essentially taking my finger and sort of pushing down to bring the head down to size, and then rolling and pushing that hump a little bit further back because it has these spikes. So when the Deathclaw is coming at you, it's pretty cool. Now, the sort of design that I'm going for, as you can probably see, I have the neon green and the neon yellow because I'm going to be putting a little bit of glow in this Deathclaw, because when you go to, a big example, when you go to the glowing sea in the Commonwealth, there's some very just awesome designs and sort of different versions of the Deathclaw than you would normally see. Like you see mythical Deathclaws, you see albino Deathclaws, and then you also see the glowing Deathclaws, which are personally the glowing Deathclaws are my favorite. And so what this sculpture is going to be a sort of play on is going to be a mix of a sort of glowing mythical Deathclaw. That's the sort of design I'm going for. So it's going to have slightly longer horns on its head. It's going to have some blotches and some neon to sort of make it look like it's glowing. And of course, the all-important part of the Deathclaw, the hands, the claws itself. And once again, that's sort of all I'm going to say when it comes to what the Deathclaw is. The Deathclaw is basically one of the, I would say maybe the most well-known and also one of the scariest enemies in Fallout. I mean, I would say that maybe the Kazador, if you know what the Kazador is. If you know what the Kazador is, I mean, you just know how scary that thing is in New Vegas. And I hope to, well, do they have a version of it in the newer games? Of the Kazador? The Kazador is essentially a gigantic tarantula hawk wasp. And me, I'm terrified of wasps. And a giant wasp that stings you over and over again and can take you out in a couple of stings, that's terrifying. So personally, I wouldn't, I would say for me anyway, the Kazador is the scariest creature in any of the Fallout games. But the Deathclaw is the one that when you see a Deathclaw, your immediate reaction is, oh no. Your immediate reaction is fear, because of just how formidable the Deathclaw can be, and just how scary they can be. And the one thing I do like about the Fallout 4, Fallout 76, the newer style Deathclaw, is that they roar, they make noises, and they have their own different versions. Like they did a play on that with Fallout New Vegas, where they had, like the Alpha. They had the Alpha Deathclaw. They had the Matriarch Deathclaw. Like when you went to New Vegas and you went to the Deathclaw Sanctuary, or you went to the Quarry, and you would see all the different types of Deathclaws, and you'd see the young ones and the old ones alike. Oh, hang on. You know what? I'm going to add a little bit of tan in here to actually make the claw itself. So let me go ahead. I'm going to lay you down like this, just like that. And I'm going to finish up one of the hands. Now, I'm more than likely going to use a tool to sort of get the scaling and the textures, only to make it look, well, I mean, as it should. It's supposed to look beaten and battered and armored. It's kind of how the Deathclaw has always looked, and it looks even more so with the newer sort of versions of it. And it is just one of the coolest looking designs. And like I said, I'm going to be adding a little bit of the neon, the yellow, and the green to sort of give it that glowing look. And then I have this sort of darker green here to sort of blend it into from the green and the yellow to the gray. That'll be with the colors when I get those going. Let's see here. I have... Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Deathclaws have 5 fingers. Which is strange from what they're based on, because the Deathclaw is actually based on something that doesn't have 5 fingers. But then again, the thing that actually helps to make the Deathclaw is a virus. So it's up to interpretation, I guess, as to how it mutates to look like this. But honestly, if you think too far into it, you start to pull yourself out of the video game world a little bit, and so one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to overthink things and sort of ruin the experience. Just take it as it is. And let's see here. So that claw is going to go on the end, and these claws are going to be big. They're going to go down. The middle claw is the biggest of the 5. So I'm going to use this big amount of clay right here and bring that. Pull that down and bring it down like that. There we go. Look at that. That looks awesome. And then I'll do the same thing with this one. This one will be a little bit shorter. Just like this. And as you can see, like, I've got quite a bit of it done. This is just over 15 minutes now in the video. But like I said before in some other videos, my content is going to be slowing down a little bit. I'm going to be slowing down to about 5 videos a week. I was doing upwards of 15, but I'm having more things going on outside of YouTube. And I just have to tailor my content as such. And I'm also, like I've said in other videos, I'm getting a whole new setup, and I'm making sure that I get it all working when I get all the parts that I need and get all of the software that I need in order to make that work, so that I can make some higher quality content, not only for me to make for my channel, but also for you all to enjoy. So with that, let me go ahead and add this final claw. All right, now let's see, what can I use? So the tail goes kind of back here, the claw will kind of come down like this. Look at that. That looks pretty cool so far. Got to do a little bit of refining here, and I may change the spines on the back. I actually may make those a slightly different color. So hang on, I'm going to go ahead and push those back, and I'm going to push the hump a little bit back more and sort of roll it over like so. I'm rolling it over with my fingers. I'm pushing it in and sort of rounding it out at the same time. Then I got this little bit extra I'll add to it, just to give it that little bit more of a sort of almost Quasimodo like cancerous looking thing. I don't know. It's just the one thing about the Deathclaw is that it's mutated by major amounts of radiation. And then let's see, I'll go ahead and start with the mouth. Then that will come out like so. Let's see, I'll bend this arm in a little bit, bring that in, and then this claw will go like that, and then there we go. There's the start of the Deathclaw. Now the final sculpt will be coming out Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to get notified when that video drops. I'm giving you the time, but also subscribe, so that way in case you're busy, you get notified when it drops. Because remember, that video is going to be live. It's not going to be a live stream of sorts, but it's going to be a premiere video where I will be commenting live with everyone who's watching. And if you're a Fallout fan, you certainly don't want to miss this one. And when that video drops, I will be announcing the premiere that I will be doing for the next Saturday premiere. And then on top of that, I'll have 5 videos made for this week, and then going on for the next week, and then the content will get more refined from there. So once again, thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all so much for watching these videos. And I will see you Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the finished, glowing, mythical Deathclaw.